Hello and welcome back to Mama Magna Yoga. My name is Tamu and I'm here this week with the final in our series of low lunge. This week we are exploring Anjaneyasana or Crescent Lunge. And we've been sort of building up to here. I'm excited to explore this with you. I hope that you remember to bring your props with you, whether that's a couple of books or actual yoga blocks, finding something around the house just to help lift the earth up to you. Let's hop on the mat and have some fun. Let's put a smile on our face and do a little itty-bitty practice today, exploring Crescent Lunge. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you've enjoyed this series so far. If you haven't been following along, we've been exploring low lunge, Anjaneyasana, the many different forms that we can take and play with in this asana. And so we've been having fun with it over the last 3 weeks. This is our final week. And we're going to explore the actual crescent lunge. We're going to move into that position. Once again, I invite you to bring props along. If you have blocks, I invite you to use them. If you don't, find a book, find a low stool, find like a thick cushion, something that you can put your weight on and that isn't too huge, but that can help support you bring the earth up to you. So whatever that is, whether it's a couple books or whether it's a pillow, whatever it is, you just don't want something mushy that won't be able to support your weight. So you can check that out, find something around the house that works for you, and without further ado, we're going to dive right into it. So let's approach the top of the mat. Maybe this time we rotate the wrists and the ankles, just getting settled into being here. You've chosen this video, you've been following along, so let's have some fun with it. Let's arrive at the top of the mat. You know what to do here. Ground down through the feet. Find the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, the back two corners of the heels. Start to stand up nice and tall. Feet are hip width distance apart. You're extending down through the tailbone. You're lifting up through the front body, through the sternum. You're taking a nice deep breath in. And on an exhale, you're rotating the palms forward, allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears and extending the shoulder blades down the back body. Maybe you take a minute here to close the eyes and just become present in this moment. Have fun with this video, playing around. We've been progressing up to this pose. We're going to finally go into Crescent Lunge. Woohoo! We got this. So stand up nice and tall. Take some nice deep breaths, really expanding the belly, really letting all the air out. Beautiful. Then with soft knees, we're going to inhale and reach towards the heavens. Really reach, reach, reach. Inhale in. Exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale in. Perhaps you look up. And exhale, we'll slice it down the midline and come forward into our forward fold. So as before, if this forward fold is not accessible to you and you're just working on it, allowing it to grow, use your props, rise the earth up to you. This is even nice if you already do the forward fold all the time and you've got it nailed. Using these props, it's like, wow, right on. I can really allow myself to feel this posture without feeling like I've got to nail it, come nose to knee, do the yoga thing. So find your forward fold wherever it is. If you're able to allow the crown of the head to extend down, really loosen through the neck. Nod your head yes and no. Find that forward fold. Then we're going to bring fingertips to the mat, or use our blocks, bringing them in line with the feet. And once again, nothing fancy. We're going to bend the knees and step the left toes back. So once again, you can be here, keeping that back knee lifted. I do recommend for this tutorial that you lower it down and find your low lunge once again. So let's go through our checklist. Because we've been working on this checklist, we should know where we're at now, but it's always really good to just go through it, check things off in the head. So we're shining the heart forward. We're finding a nice long line from crown to tail. We're not dumping all of our weight into our joints. We're hugging everything into the midline. So remember, if you're back here, because you're working on opening those hips and stretching those hamstrings and they're really quite tight, you're still extending the heart forward. Maybe you come up onto the fingertips, raise the earth just a little bit more, right? You're not rounding through, holding on for dear life here. So the point is to stack the bones, hug the muscles in. We're really working to strengthen the ligaments to allow the body to open. So you're breathing deep this whole time, right? So be where you're at with your low lunge. Accept your body where it is this week, in this moment. Shine that heart forward. Smile. Life is good. So we've done a revolved low lunge. We have done our twist. You can explore those again for a second, finding them in your body, playing around, finding some organic movement. Now we're going to extend up into Crescent Lunge. So what we want to do is, whether you're using the blocks and you're backed off a little bit, is we do want to back off a tad. We want to not be dumping all of our weight into those joints. We want to be careful with our placement, right? So even if you don't use props and you brought them along this time just because, why not use them? Play with them. They can offer a whole new world, of possibility with every time that you come into a new pose or come into a pose that you've practiced a million times. But if you're not using the props and you set them aside, we've got the fingertips on the ground. We're going to take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Wherever you're at, center yourself, ground down through the feet, down through the knee. Then on your next inhale, we're going to reach the fingertips forward, up and back, and we're going to rise up. So we're pulling back a little bit with this right hip crease. We're grounding down through the feet. We're raising the fingertips up towards the heavens. Maybe this is your low lunge, right? So inhale in. Exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Find some space between the palms. Maybe this is your low lunge, your crescent lunge. Maybe you backed off this much and this is where you're at. Awesome. This is beautiful. This is great. You're working hard here, right? Your body is learning to open that hip and open those hamstrings. So be where you're at today. Then maybe on your next inhale, you carve a line with the nose and you look up and you start to get a back bend happening here. However slight it is. You could tell my back doesn't do that arch that you see in the yoga magazines on your Facebook feed. But we're finding a little bit of a back bend, keeping the bones stacked, keeping integrity in the muscles. You're challenging your balance by looking up, breathing nice and deep. Exhale out. One more deep breath in wherever you are. And on an exhale, we'll float the fingertips down, coming back down to our low lunge, being where we're at today, stacking the bones, shining the heart forward. Beautiful. Now, once again, you can curl those back toes under, plant the palms, lift the back knee, step the right toes back, find your plank if you're going to go into downward facing dog. We're going to work on that in the next video, but right now we're still just going to play with stepping up back into our mountain, into our forward fold, and then into our mountain. Because, you might be that person that's like, oh my God, If you want to practice stepping back, I recommend that you use your props or you come right up, step that knee back, and then find your plank. Perfect place to start. Give your body space, give it room, don't push it. But right now we're going to curl those toes under, lift the back knee, find some buoyancy, and then just simply step the left toes up to meet the right, finding your forward fold wherever it is. Breathe nice and deep. One more inhale in and long exhale out. Then we'll bend the knees generously, drop the hips, spread the fingertips wide, come all the way up to our mountain. Maybe we find a big back bend here and we look up towards the sky or the ceiling, whatever the case may be. And then exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. So once again, I hope that this was helpful in finding this variation of low lunge of Anjaneyasana and that it makes it more accessible to you. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any concerns, remember to double up on your mat if you've got knee issues, or find a blanket to put, underneath that knee. Bring your props along. Make sure that you're accommodating yourself that way. Move slowly, stack the bones, be deliberate in your movement, breathe nice and deep, and really listen to your body. So I hope this was helpful. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more yoga-related content. I can't wait to see you next time. I hope you have a super fantastic day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.